Ping has just launched its brand new i240 irons and iDi utility iron. I pulled out all the stops to give them a try by travelling halfway across the world to Ping HQ in Phoenix and their famous Proving Grounds test area for a session with one of their top custom fitters, James Lee. I wanted to challenge James, so I gave him no indication of my current spec as I wanted to go through the full experience with no preconceptions and just see what came out the other end. I hope you enjoy the session as much as I did.
Just stand right there. And how tall are you?
6'3"3/4.
Uh-oh, okay.
Okay. Is that bad?
40, not bad at all.
So that suggests my arms are short relative to my...
To your height.
Okay.
Right, so plus
like
an inch and a half. I didn't say that. So I have a couple of shafts I want you to try out. And I'm gonna have you hit our new i240 iron. Our previous model was i230.
Yeah.
They had the Micro Max grooves. These grooves are a little bit wider.
Spaced
so
out
more
yeah?
tour inspired. And the nice thing about that, more spin out of the fairway. And it also has the badge that's it's more than one piece, so a little bit softer feel. And it's lighter also. So it allows us to put more weight around the perimeter.
Going back to the groove, when you say wider, is the groove wider or they're
no,
more spaced?
The
grooves are spaced,
yep,
right? Okay,
the spacing is wider compared to an i230, which is our previous model. And that's to create, again, more spin out of the fairway.
Got you.
So with that being said, again, a lot softer feel. And with this badge, we're allowed to move some weight around. And that allows for, again, more forgiveness. But CG is actually lower also, so you might see a little bit higher ball flight.
Okay.
So let's start with that. So we call it our tour favored grooves.
Okay. And is that only in the i240s at the moment?
Yes.
Yeah. A traditional high waft.
Good ball there.
That's pretty standard for me in terms of a little drifty fade. I've always
and that's your club path. So you just play a little cut. But yeah. This guy's on tour that play a cut. So another good ball there.
Sweet hit.
Does feel noticeably softer than last iteration.
Does it really?
Yeah, it really does. Yeah, it's melting in. Very easy, very playable, that.
So I'm gonna pull up our co-pilot. We have a shaft app. So I plugged in your numbers. As far as I'll show you the inputs here. You have a pretty neutral transition.
Okay.
You're not abrupt. So I put in your club head speed, and then I hit get results. 99.8% match with the shaft I'm getting ready to put into your head right now.
Interesting.
This is what you were just hitting. You're at a 92% match. So I'm gonna put this one in, get some feedback from you, and look at some numbers, because just because it shows that that's your #1 match, it might not feel good to you, and the numbers might not be as good as the one that's at 92.
Sure.
But it's a great starting point.
Like it.
All right. Launch angle is really good. For your club head speed, typically I'll see a higher launch than that. So that's really good. That's more of a penetrating shot for you. And then your spin rate is at 7,600.
It feels
You're
on the high
gonna
side,
spin it.
right? Yeah.
You're going to spin it. You're not going to get down into the 6,000s or even lower 7,000. So I'm fine with that because your launch is lower.
Okay.
So it kind of balances itself out.
So it doesn't net out to a massive peak height, really. Okay.
Correct. And if I go back here, I'm going to show you dispersion here, just so you can kind of see. I'll take this one out right here. And that's what I look at also. I don't care that you are hitting it far. If you're hitting it far and dispersion's wide, we need to tighten that up.
Yeah,
right?
For sure, yeah.
And I'll sacrifice 5 yards to give you a tighter dispersion. Looking here, dispersion is really good. Start line, the line angle controls your start line. So this was at blue, which is 1 degree upright. But as I added length to it, this is plus an inch. We didn't go plus an inch and a half.
So because it was 1 degree, but you've added length, it's playing more upright.
It changes it effectively to maybe 2 more degrees upright than your standard.
So
on the chart,
it's difficult because I'm trying to just almost not give you that much feedback because I just want to see where you go.
Oh yeah, no, you're fine.
Yeah.
The reason why I went to plus an inch, because plus an inch and a half I think would be a little extreme. even though that was the starting point. And looking at your divots, if I give you something longer, you might tend to dig even more.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
but if you look here, I gave you blue. Adding an inch effectively makes it
White.
a white. So that's why I didn't go that much upright. And I'm looking at your start line, because that's what line wheel controls. And I want to make sure it's not starting too far left or too far right.
Yeah.
If it starts too far right, it's too flat.
Yeah.
If it starts too far left, it's too upright. But we're getting some good shots. Now,
Can I give you one bit of feedback?
yeah, whatever you want to give me.
I think for me, psychologically, I could see that wasn't as upright as I normally play.
Okay.
So I felt a little bit, oh
You
dear,
made
this
an
might go
adjustment?
right. And I
Gotcha.
think I was getting, that's just the feeling I got, just so you know.
Well, let's go a little upright. Now, this is the shaft that pulled up on the other one as 99.8% match.
No hundreds.
No one's perfect. All right, so that's your Dynamic Gold X100, which is what Copilot said is your best match.
I can feel the extra weight already.
You feel it already?
Yeah, just waggling
So
it.
we went from 120 to 129.
Yeah.
So went a little bit more upright, and it didn't start it further left. So that was still good. I'm still fine with, because visually you're saying you like that
as
look
soon as
of-
I saw that a touch more upright, I didn't
Right.
feel like I needed to
Yep.
to kind of do
to,
that.
so you don't
or-
leak it out to the right.
Yeah, I think that plays. I said that before. I think when I see something too flat, that plays into my swing tendency that I don't like, which is
Over the top.
getting that way, because I feel
Yeah.
like I need to stop it going right somehow.
Gotcha.
So if I
No,
see
that's
the
great
toe
feedback.
looking up,
Great feedback.
it makes me feel a bit easier.
Oh, that's so good there, Joe. And ball speed is about the same. I mean, it
Okay.
was 0.2 more, so not much of a concern on ball speed. It is launching a little higher,
Yeah.
but the spin came down.
do you know? Yeah.
Heavier, stiffer shaft. The spin's going to bring it down.
Up it down a bit.
It's
And I
gonna-
noticed almost a couple of miles an hour quicker.
As far as club head
Club
speed.
head speed. Yeah. I just wonder whether it's a more familiar. I don't know. I've got to
Right.
stop talking.
Yeah, you did go from 95 to 97,
Yeah.
but great shot there.
Thank you.
Good ball. Nice little baby cut. Love that. So give me some feedback, Joe, on that shaft compared to the first one,
Notice the weight straight away.
right?
I think that bit of familiarity, not giving you any clues.
I'll figure it out.
I'm sure you will. You probably figured it out already. Felt good. Yeah, I think because I've spun the ball a lot historically, as soon as I feel a bit more weight, I'm like, okay, this is safer. This might
Right.
control that a little bit. Yeah, it felt comfortable. Certainly, sometimes I think, well, I'm 42 now. Do I need to start coming down from kind of 130s? Am I going to gradually keep going until I'm in
So
about 40 gram iron shaft?
You're not the only person. It nothing to do with age.
Okay.
Nothing to do with age. We don't base it off of, because I never asked someone like, oh, well, how old are you?
Sure.
I'm looking at what your club head speed is and your transition.
You just guessed, right? 26,
Yeah,
27.
I did.
Yeah.
But transition is key.
Yeah.
Right? If you have an abrupt transition with the same club head speed, might have to give you something a little heavier, a little stiffer. If you have a smoother, then I can take away some of that weight.
Because obviously, if transitioning sharper, you're adding more
Right.
load, and yeah.
100%. So I look at all that. I look at club head speed and transition. Nothing to do with age. I don't look
Okay.
at that at all.
Okay. But yeah, feedback point of view, I am very surprised how soft this feels.
Really?
Really,
Yeah,
genuinely soft. And these are X's as well, so these are firmer feeling Pro Vs.
Right. And it still feels soft.
Still feels really soft,
Right.
genuinely. Yeah, I really like the feel of that.
So, feel-wise, I love that shaft compared to this one. Like, no comparison.
Yeah.
Even though, going back to when we went back into the shaft app in Copilot, and your club head speed was at 95.
95, yeah.
Just to kind of recap on
Yeah,
the
yeah,
shaft
yeah.
selection, 99 point. I mean, that's probably one of the highest percentages I've seen for someone. So that's really good. And
That'd
then
be a
this
good
was
time
your-
to tell you I've played that shaft for about 20 years.
Have you really?
Yeah, yeah.
There
Yeah,
you go.
yeah.
Confirmation. And then the 92% again was the first shaft I gave you. I knew we were going to start X. It was just a matter of, okay, do we go lighter or heavier? Because I've had guys with your same club head speed, and they say that feels too heavy. Even though I know they can handle it, but I'll put them in the 120.
Just not as mentally tough as me, I'd imagine,
yeah,
James.
that's exactly what it is.
Shaft is very important, obviously, but the more blatant and quicker changes in spin and flight come from loft, don't they?
Right.
Generally speaking, it's a head thing, isn't
Right.
it? Rather than, yeah.
People think, oh, I need to change the shaft. No, it's more loft. The shaft helps also, but the loft is really what's going to...
Bit more prevalent, isn't it? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Cool, love that. Where would you go from here? Or are we good?
We're good.
We're good.
What's your longest iron you're comfortable hitting? Because that's where we go to transition to the iDi.
Yeah, so set composition-wise, ordinarily I've been either like 4 to pitching wedge and then chuck in kind of a 2 utility iron kind of thing, or
For off the tee or off the ground or both?
a little of both, but probably 75% off the tee for tight holes.
Okay.
Yeah.
The reason why I asked is because if you're more off the tee, then we need something with less loft,
Yeah.
right? Because you're needing something that's just going to get it out there. Driver in fairway's too much. You want to hit the fairway, but you still want it out there. That's going to be closer to the 2 or 3. But if you're doing like an iron replacement, and you say I want to start at a 5, but I want a 4,
Yeah.
then that's when we look at the 4 in the iDi.
I'd be thinking off the top of my head, I mean, again, this is all you, but generally speaking, I'm pretty comfortable 4 to pitching wedge and a,
That's
and a
good.
driving
So we need a
implement.
driving iron. So we look at either a 2 or 3 and
Okay.
see what numbers. What distance are you looking at?
So now you're putting me on the spot here.
I may have a gapping app also, and I can kind of tell you what you
Have a
need.
look at the gapping app, see what it says. I'd be looking at, I would imagine based on that, like I'm having to recalibrate because you found me some yardage here.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing 4 iron would be kind of a 210 carry. So I'd
I'm
be
going to
looking,
tell you exactly what it needs to be.
Okay. Why did you ask then, James? If you could tell me that. What is this? Some sort of test?
What's the highest lofted wedge you play?
60.
And do you play a 3-wood or a 4-wood?
3 wood. Well, I mean, I don't know how this will work. I've kind of got a mini driver and like a 17 degree.
Okay. So let me look at
Thing.
your ball speed on your 7 iron. Right around 134. So it's showing about 180 putting your ball speed in. So we need a 240 club.
Yeah.
So with you, the question you just said, I want it low, it's windy. So okay, we need something that's going to roll out to about 245. So this is our new iDi. This took the place of the crossover. So it has I-beam construction, which is over the walls of the inside, and we have an inner air. So it's going to be really soft feel, and you're going to be really impressed with how it feels compared to the
I
crossover.
saw that yesterday. It's like an air pocket, right?
Just like an air pocket. Yep. Just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it, like in your sneakers.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Okay.
So go ahead and try that out.
Do you want me off the tee here or off the floor?
What would you use it for?
Probably 75% tee and then.
So let's see both, but let's do T first.
Okay. It's carried 260.
Yeah. So when you said you wanted a 2, but that's going to be more than when we looked at Copilot and your gapping. Really need 240 carry and 250 rollout. Let's try that one. That's the 3.
Okay.
And let's just look at the distance that we're getting. Now, did you hit any off the ground with the 2?
I didn't.
Let's do a
Take
couple off the
yeah?
ground. Yeah, just in case. Approach shot on a par 5.
Yeah.
That's a bullet.
I feel that that'll be aggressive because I squared it up, so I'm worried about that being a low spinner.
That's a
Oh, no,
bullet.
it's still 3.5.
265. But you see your land angle? Land angle's at 40.
Which is what you said you were
Yeah,
looking at,
remember
right?
I told you that's 39.8. That's really good. Let's go to the 3. .238 carry, 244 total, right?
Yeah.
239 carry, 252.
Spec-wise for that, would you kind of just match it up, blending in the length and the lie angle
Yep,
with the set we've done there?
right. I don't know that I would go as upright.
Okay.
Again, it's already longer, but what I would do is the Tensei 1K
Yeah.
black, which is pretty stout. That's
That first shaft I tried?
Yeah.
Felt great.
Yeah.
Felt great.
That's going to be the one that we're going to kind of put together.
Cool. James, that was brilliant.
Good job.
Thank you so much. It was awesome.
That was good.